am going to be working on doing some container gardening, and these containers are going to go in this back corner of our yard that I have kind of just previously called the wild island because weeds do whatever they want to do back here. It gets full sun during the day, but it does tend to hold water because of the clay soil back here. So I'm going to fill some containers, and my plan is to do some flowers back here and also some things that take up a bit of space and some things that are going to vine and crawl, maybe like some melons, pumpkins, sweet potatoes, cucumbers. So today what I'm going to do is prepare my containers for planting. So I've got all of these containers right here. I picked these up at a local hardware store, but they are not originally intended for planting. So what I'm going to need to do is drill holes in the bottom of all of these containers so that our water can drain out of them. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to drill drainage holes in all 3 of these containers so that we don't have standing water. Typically, most plants do not like to have wet roots or standing water around the roots, so make sure your containers have drainage. I see you. Boys are playing in the little kiddie pool. You just want to put holes basically evenly spaced all over the bottom of your container. Okay, so that's what the bottom of this container looks like. I want enough holes so that there is not standing water anywhere in the bottom of this, but I don't want so many holes that the bottom falls out. So a nice balance. Okay, so I've got a combination of mushroom compost, vegetable and flower potting mix, and topsoil. And what I'm going to do is fill these containers and just mix everything together so we have a nice blend of loose soil that is going to be easy to plant in. I should probably move these containers where I want them before they are all extremely heavy, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I have put a little compost, potting soil, and topsoil in this container, and I'm gonna go ahead and mix them together. Okay, so that's a fairly decent mix. I don't want to fill my containers all the way to the top because when I go to water them, I don't want the water to spill out. So this will settle down some, and I might have to come back and add a little bit more, but I'm going to leave a little bit of room for water at the top. I'm in the process of filling these and realizing that I probably brought way too much dirt, but I'm sure I'll use it eventually, so it's all good. This is the mushroom compost. I like the look of the metal tubs, but you could use plastic containers, you could use 5-gallon buckets, anything you like really, as long as you can put some drainage holes in the bottom. Again, I'm just going to mix this up. You could really do all container potting soil or potting mix in these if you wanted to. You don't necessarily have to add the compost in. The potting mix should have everything you need. You definitely don't have to add the topsoil in, but as far as cost effectiveness, the topsoil is a lot cheaper than the potting mix, and so when I'm trying to fill something big like these containers, I'm really going to fill the bottom half with something on the cheaper end, like maybe the compost or the topsoil, and then save the top half for the potting mix or maybe your compost that might be a little bit more expensive. So it doesn't have to be all potting mix. You just want something that's going to be loose and well draining. I have way more soil than I thought I would, so I'm just going to fill this container with all potting mix and a little bit of compost. Things that I'm planning to plant in these, like if I do the melons, if I do pumpkins or cucumbers, those things are going to be heavy feeders, and so this mushroom compost and organic matter will help to keep those things fed throughout the spring and summer. I'm also thinking about maybe doing some peppermint in this little bucket so that I can save it and dry it for tea. If you plan on planting peppermint, just make sure to put it in a container by itself so that it doesn't take over your entire growing space. See, I've got some lemongrass coming back from last year, which is nice. So we'll see how that does over the summer. Are you freezing cold? Are you freezing cold? Just want to make sure the soil is moist all the way through and not just on the very top. And sometimes that takes time. Here are the containers of the future wild island. They're all filled and ready to go. This is the lemongrass that's coming back from last year. We use that for teas or if we do stir fries or something like that. So I'm happy it's coming back. A little more over here. I was going to start some plants from seed, but then I remembered that I had these plants in the garage that were already started, and these plants are a bit leggy, which means the stems have grown really long and they are searching for light. So instead of tossing these, I'm just going to go ahead and plant them back here in these containers and see what happens. Worst case, they die, they don't make it, and I can plant something else in a couple weeks. So right here I've got loofah for loofah sponges. You can use them as like scouring pads, wash your dishes with them, scrub your dirty garden hands with them. I have never grown loofah before, but I hear that it's fairly easy, so I'm gonna try these. I've got black diamond watermelons. I have never had success with watermelons before, so I'm gonna give it another go. And I've got canary melons. So that's what I'm gonna be starting today in a couple of these containers. Loofah likes to climb, so I'm gonna put these two loofah plants in the very back container. Okay, so here are the loofah plants that we're gonna be starting out with. And what I'm gonna do is pop them out of these little cups, and basically I'm just going to place one on either side of this container as far as spacing goes. Okay, I'll keep the markers for now until I memorize what all I have and where it goes. Just gonna dig down a little bit, press the dirt around that, and that's done. And we'll do the same for this one. Okay, so this loofah is going to climb and crawl. If it finds these fence posts, it will climb across both of them. I will try to have to keep it contained to this fence only, and maybe it'll run across. And what I might do is come back and plant something in these empty spaces down here, like maybe some flowers or herbs. I'm going to try my watermelon in this container. And again, these are things that are going to send out vines. This whole area will probably be completely covered by the time the things growing in these containers get finished and start fruiting. So it's nice to have this bare spot that doesn't have grass, because my husband doesn't have to worry about coming back here and cutting around the vines. When I plant stuff like this in the garden beds, he's always very, very sweet and considerate and doesn't chop them into a million pieces, but he definitely does not like having to mow around them. So we'll keep this stuff over here, and these are the black diamond watermelons that we're going to be trying. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the loofah. Just pop them out of these little cups. See, these are actually beginning to get root bound. The roots are already circling around the bottom of the cup. So it's time for these to be planted. So I'm just gonna stick one right over here. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna try, I will bury one a little bit deeper because they're so leggy, and we'll just see what happens. Same thing here, roots. Okay, so I'm gonna bury this one a little bit deeper. And these are the black diamond watermelons. So I'll keep you guys updated on these. And again, I might, depending on how they start growing, come back and add an herb or two or a flower or two in the empty spaces in this pot. But things like this tend to take up a lot of space, so I might not do that. All right, lastly for today, I have these canary melons. I have never grown these either. I really don't have a whole lot of experience with melons. I tried them maybe 5 years ago, got super excited about one, cut it open, and there was hardly anything edible inside of it. So we'll see what happens. These canary melons are yellow on the outside, smooth skin. I feel like they almost taste like vanilla almost, but I mean, I guess that's subjective. So we'll see what happens. They're super leggy. I don't know if they'll make it, but I'm gonna try. I guess I'll plant this one since it's almost broken. So this plant has a little bit of roots left, so I'll go ahead and give it a shot. Just get in there gently. These are very leggy. Got another canary melon right here. And I'm sticking these on the inside so hopefully they can vine and trail all right here without getting into the grass. These are spaced right at about a foot apart. Maybe a little bit more. I'm going to see if I can get this one a little bit deeper. Okay, so that's it for my planting today. I will keep you guys updated and let you know how these seedlings do, and we will be filling in this container and that last container soon and getting rid of some things in the raised garden beds that are ready to be pulled, and we will start planting those soon also. So we'll see you guys soon. Bye.